Our last section of this chapter is 3.8, where we're going to rewrite equations so that they are in y equals format. And in order to get y by itself, you need to use inverse operations. We've been doing that this whole chapter. So let's take a look at rewriting the equation in y equals format. You are trying to have the y all by itself. So you have to think about moving this 2x over to the other side. Well, in order to do that, we're going to subtract 2x on both sides. That leaves me with y equal to negative 5 minus 2x. If you want to write that as y equals negative 2x minus 5, that's fine. That'll be our final answer. That's all the more we can do. All we had to do was move that 2x over. Here we have y and the x term on the right-hand side, so we want to keep the y right where it's at, and we want to move the 5x term. So let's subtract 5x on both sides. That means I'm going to have negative 5x. The 12 is positive because there's no negative sign in front of it. That's how you know. So negative 5x plus 12 equals y. It's okay to have y on the right-hand side. You want to write it as y equals negative 5x plus 12? You certainly can. Not necessary. All right, we have not only our y with a 6 in front of it, but also the 20. So the first thing that has to happen is we need to move that constant over so that we get the y term by itself. And then we need to have the y with no 6 in front of it. So that means we need to divide everything by 6 on both sides of the equation. So we're going to have y equals 11 over 6x minus, let's see, 20 over 6. They're both divisible by 2. So that's going to give me 10 thirds as our final answer there, minus 10 thirds. Leave them as impropers. Don't change them to mixed numbers. Please leave them as impropers in the list terms. All right, on this one, let's move our x over to the other side. And in doing so, that's minus x minus x. So we have 7y equals a negative x. And then we're going to divide by 7 on both sides. So we have y equals a negative x divided by 7. That's the same thing as y equals a negative 1/7 times x. Either way is correct. We have y and the constant, so that means we need to add the constant to both sides. So we'll have 3x plus 18 equals 2y. And now we need to take care of the 2 that's in front of the y. And when we do that, we're going to divide every term by 2. So we have y equals 9 plus 3/2 times x. And go ahead and leave it as 3/2. Writing it as 1.5 is possible, but it's not necessary. All right, we got y's on both sides. Well, let's get the y's together. Let's add y to both sides. So we have 5y minus x equals 20. And then let's add x to both sides. So we have 5y equals 20 plus x. And now we have to divide every term by 5. So we have y equals 4 plus, you can leave that as x over 5, or you can write it as y equals 4 plus 1/5 x. Either way, they are the same thing. Number 7, we need to have this term by itself. So let's add 9x to both sides. And now 3y equals 18 plus 9x. And then divide by 3 on all the terms. Have y equals 6 plus 3x. One last example. We have the negative 3y with a 19, so that means we're going to subtract 19 on both sides. So we get the y term alone, gives us negative 9 plus 7x equal to negative 3y. And when we divide by that negative 3, it's going to be on every term. So we're going to end up with a positive 3, and then I've got that positive divided by a negative, so it's really minus 7/3 x equal to a positive y. If we flip that around, it's negative 7/3 x plus 3 equals y. Either way is okay. I'll take it both ways, but make sure that the negative sign's in front of the 7/3. All right, good luck on your homework. Come in if you need help.